Hi, and welcome to the inaugural Todd Talk. Todd Talks are 10-minute instructional videos designed for teachers that will take educational theory and turn it into educational practice. So, ideally, what I would like to happen is that you watch a 10-minute video that shows a skill or a strategy or a technique or some cool idea, and you're able to immediately take that into the classroom and use that with students. So what I'm going to be talking about today is the format of Todd Talks and an introduction to myself as well. My name is Todd Stanley, and I have been in education for 22 years. The first 18 years I spent as a classroom teacher, taught everything from third grade all the way to seniors in high school. And so I've kind of seen all of the age ranges, and I've seen lots of different strategies and techniques for how to work with each of these age ranges. The last 4 years I've spent as a gifted coordinator in a large suburban school with about 10,000 students in it. And my job then is to coordinate the services for our gifted children. I'm also an author. I've written many books, usually dealing with such subject areas as project-based learning, 21st century skills, the underachievement in gifted students. So lots of different topics. So if you'd like to check out any of those books, they are available on Amazon. So enough about me. So the way that these are going to be set up, so why did I choose 10 minutes would be the logical question. So the reason why I chose 10 minutes is I read the book Brain Rules by John Medina. And in Brain Rules, they did a lot of studying, they've done lots of studies on the brain and how the brain works and how the brain, reacts to certain things. And what he found is that people typically, their attention span goes in 10-minute spurts. So what he means by that is after 10 minutes or so, a person's attention span, no matter how engaged they want to be or how motivated they are, their attention span starts to wane. And we see this all the time. This is why people look at their phones. They can't wait in a waiting room without playing a game on their phone or doing something with electronics or something or other. So I think the attention span's gotten even less in today's technological age where everything is at a moment's grasp. So what he found is after 10 minutes, if you did not reset what you were presenting, then you're going to lose people. So what he meant by that is after 10 minutes, you could tell an anecdote, or you could have an example of something, or you could have something that kind of resets the attention span for every 10 minutes. But from this, what I gathered is that ideally, you don't want to spend any more than 10 minutes in front of someone trying to teach them something. And the reason why is because they stop listening after 10 minutes. Even if they want to listen, they stop paying as much attention as they had in the first 10 minutes. So being the efficiency expert that I like to think myself to be, I decided, why don't we use just this 10 minutes? And so I first did this in the classroom. So what I noticed was I did a lot of project-based learning in my classrooms, but and the idea behind those was it got me from being in front of the classroom. And the reason why is it's not that I didn't have important things to say, but I knew that my students had much more important things to say. They were the ones who were the learners. They were the ones who were, having to go to school and do these things. So I wanted to make sure that there was a voice in the classroom. But in order to provide a voice for students, you kind of have to take the teacher voice away a little bit. So I did a lot of project-based learning, but what I found was the allure of the front of the classroom can be really tough, and that you find yourself drawn there like a black hole, pulling you toward it. And what that looked like was I would get up in front of the class and I would say, okay, you're going to work on your projects today, but let me give you this lesson real quick. But the problem was that the lesson wasn't real quick. It would take half an hour. And in a 50-minute period, kids were like, you've only left us 20 minutes, Mr. Stanley. How are we supposed to do that work? And so, I started to notice that when they said that, I started to realize that I was taking too much class time. So after reading the book and listening to my students and everything, we created the 10-minute rule in my classroom. So what we did was we set an egg beater. And it was a magnetic one, so you could put it on the whiteboard, and I would set it for 10 minutes. And I made an agreement with them. They would give me their full 10 minutes if I stopped talking after 10 minutes. and we would use the egg timer to keep me in check to make sure that I was staying honest with my 10 minutes. And we made this agreement and we moved forward. And so what became very interesting is I had to find ways to be more economical with my lessons. I had to make sure that I was getting them what I wanted them to learn without like overindulging in examples or anecdotes or personal stories or whatnot. And so I became very good at fitting in what used to be a 30 or 40-minute lesson into 10 minutes time. And what I found is I really didn't lose anything in the translation. In fact, I gained something in that translation because now students were paying attention the whole 10 minutes, and I didn't lose them after 10 minutes and then waste my time as I was speaking to them or bore them. So that's one reason, is the attention span, the 10-minute rule of people only being able to pay attention for 10 minutes. The second reason why I've made these Todd Talks 10 minutes is I know that as teachers, that time is one of the most valuable resources that you have. You're always short on time. You always don't have enough time. And so you don't have time to sit through a 50-minute video tutorial or to sit through a 3-hour PD or whatever. So how I designed these is that they would be 10 minutes, quick in and quick out, and from that you would get a couple of takeaways and not much more. But that's all you would need to take this educational theory and put it into practice. So the second reason why I chose to choose this format is because I know that time is very valuable to teachers, and I want to be respectful of that time. The third reason I chose to do this format is because it honestly shouldn't take me that long to convey what I want to convey. If I am purposeful about what I'm talking about, if I am, concise with what I'm trying to show teachers, then it shouldn't take me more than 10 minutes. So the idea behind this is that these talks will last approximately around the 10-minute range. They may go over a couple minutes, they may go under a couple minutes, but they'll always be in the 10-minute range. And so I plan to do a series of these and to post them on my website, which is www.thegiftedguy.com. And then you can access these anytime you want, and I'll have them by subject area, so you don't have to watch them all in order to get what you need to get. If I have one on time management, and that's not really, important for you, but I have another one that's on classroom management, and you think that is important, then you can watch that one. And these resources are free and can be found on the website under the tab resources. So I'm always open to trying new things. So if you have some ideas for Todd Talks, I would love to hear from you. I can be reached at thegiftedguy@yahoo.com. And so if you have ideas, share those. If you would like to be a guest Todd Talker, I would love to have different people. I'm certainly tired of looking at my own face. I can only imagine how you must feel. So if you have a 10-minute video you'd like to send in, and it covers something that I think is valuable in the classroom, then we'll post it.